Maps in Dead by Daylight suck, and the map design philosophy isn't looking great with the recent history either. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Fox, and today I want to talk about the horrible design of Dead by Daylight maps. This isn't even a recent issue. Maps have been terrible since the game released, and while at least they're better now in terms of no infinites, a lot of them are just boring and unengaging to play, and this can go for either side. Let's look at the newest map. I want to talk about this for a while, but it seems like a few people have the same opinion on it I do. The outside segment is killer-sided, and the dungeon is survivor-sided. The issue is the killer never has a reason to go down into the dungeon. There's only 3 generators and 2 hooks, so why would the killer ever go there? They have a nice 4-gen upstairs and outside, and the loops are way weaker. And there's actually places to hook people. Let's say you do down someone in the dungeon. If you're against the Sabo squad, you're not hooking that person. If you've already killed 2 people down there, or the hooks are preoccupied, you're not going to hook anyone else down there. Don't even get me started on the near infinite with the portals. I have to wonder why we even have them. Killers can't go through while carrying a survivor, so it doesn't alleviate the hook issue, and the time between each player teleporting gives survivors a huge head start, so it creates a near infinite. If you chain them together correctly, the killer will almost never catch the survivor, and even if they do, the time it takes them to even do that stops it being worth it. As soon as I see a survivor knowing how to chain them, I just leave them immediately. The only reason I see the portals for being there is because there's only one entrance to the dungeon. I'd rather just have a second entrance. Whereas upstairs you have like 6 pallets total. At least the shack is up there, but damn, don't even get me started on the atheist pallet. Survivors eventually have to go upstairs, unless they manage to finish 2 generators up there quickly, which is hard to do, only one of them is particularly out of the way. And the exit gates, they're a static spawn. And they're so close together that if the hatch gets closed, that last survivor is dead. I've already talked about why I think the endgame needs changing, but this really shows that. The dungeon area of the map is very aesthetically pleasing, I will admit, and the atmosphere is amazing overall. The art direction is spot on, but gameplay, As I said though, this isn't a new thing. Let's look at some of the old maps. Mount Ormond is a map I often complain about just because it's so boring to play on. My issue with the maps like Ormond, Turbo Landing, etc. is that they have nothing to mind game. Survivors and killer can see each other at almost every single tile. It's just run around the thing till survivor drops the pallet, then move on to the next thing. So any killer without good anti-loop will struggle, because the chases are just artificially extended due to no skill on either side. Survivors have to really mess up to get down quickly. Add in windows of opportunity and you can actually run a killer for multiple generators with 0 skill, just some basic understanding of the game. Hawkins National Laboratory is a beast all on its own. Unlike Larry's, where you can actually cut off survivors by taking a different route, due to how Hawkins is laid out, you just have to follow the survivor, who can then just drop the pallet and move to the next room. And you may not even see them do it with how it's laid out. I think an easy way to actually fix Hawkins would just have be all the doors open at all times. That way, at least survivor and killer can try and mind game each other. Then there's the flip side. Greenville Square has so many awful tiles that the killer can down survivors with relative ease. Because the pallet setups are so bad and there's so few, that once a few pallets are gone, killers can get downs on the survivors with no effort, no skill expression. Add in the fact that some maps may as well just disable some killer powers, and you have to wonder, why are maps not being remade? I understand that some maps are always going to be sided towards one or the other side. I just believe that gap can be closed some. Players love to complain about X-Killer or why Survivor perk has no counterplay, yet half the maps in the game and half the tiles in the game have no counterplay in their chase. You just have to run it in a set way and there is nothing you can do about this. This is fine to have 1 or 2 of these kind of places in a map, and they should always have a pallet to prevent an infinite, but damn, near the whole map? I love LT walls and I love the shack, because they're both strong tiles with good counterplay on both sides. Even jungle gyms can be pretty good for this depending on the map. But just huge walls where you can see each other, but they're just tall enough for any range killer to be able to do anything about it, these need to go, or at least be way less prevalent. I feel maps should have 1 or 2 god pallets, not including the shack, some connecting tiles that are not abhorrently strong, that they loops all on their own, and way more mind gameable loop tiles. Cause to me, these are the most fun to chase in. This is what I enjoy about Dead by Daylight. Quick side rant. Can we reduce the size of the pallet stun hitbox? I'm getting so tired of being stunned nowhere near the damn pallet. But these are just my thoughts and opinions on maps though. What do you think? Are maps fine the way they are? Should they be reworked? Am I talking out my tail end again? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, take care of each other out there, and be safe. Goodbye for now.